we are very pleased that we have a new Mesa Chamber board chair that I'd like for all of us to get to know a little bit better. Let's welcome Shannon Heinze up to the big chair. Shannon, thank you.
Thank you.
Shannon, this is a big stinking deal to be the board chair of the Mesa Chamber of Commerce. Did you ever imagine that something this wonderful would happen to you?
Not a chance.
Yeah.
This is such a big deal.
How does that, I mean, I know that your day job is in the mortgage industry, right?
Yes.
And we talked earlier about real estate being not a bad thing to do in Mesa, Arizona.
Yes.
So congratulations on figuring that out.
Thank you.
But how did you ascend to the lofty position of Mesa board chair? How long have you been involved in the organization?
Well, 2014, I opened my Guild Mortgage office in Mesa and needed to do a ribbon cutting. And that's really all I thought I would be doing is a ribbon cutting, and then I'll move along. And they got me. I loved everything they were doing. I loved all their events. And so I have never looked back. I've been involved since 2014.
You know, if people had to venture a guess, how old do you think the Mesa Chamber of Commerce is? I think, how many people would say it's 50 years old? Okay, this is kind of a ringer crowd. All right, one hand in the back. How many, 75 years old? Okay, a few more hands. 100 years old? Is that even possible? Nobody thinks it's 100 years old. How about over 100 years old? Okay. Apparently nobody knows how old the Mesa Chamber of Commerce is. The Mesa Chamber of Commerce is 130 years old. It's written down here. I'm sorry. That was
130.
130 years old. But I think it's a great reminder that Mesa, Arizona is, in some ways, it's a brand new city, right? I mean, we can go to neighborhoods and see things that are a week old. But it's also, when you're in buildings like this, you need to realize we have a significant history in this community as well. Mesa Chamber is 130 years old.
That's amazing.
And over, how many members, how many businesses are parts of Mesa Chamber?
Oh my gosh, 1150.
1,150 different businesses.
I read that wrong.
No, I didn't have that written down. Did we get it right?
1,050.
1,050, over 1,000 members of the Mesa Channel.
When I first joined the board, we were at about 800, and we had a lofty goal to get to 1,000.
Yeah.
And it seemed like a very big goal, and we got there.
Yes.
Now we're over it.
Yeah, and that is, I think, just maybe a good litmus test for the health of the small business community in Mesa. I mean, a lot of the big businesses, when I go to a ribbon cutting for Apple or Google or Meta, that's a front page story. But really the more significant part of our economy is the small businesses in our city. And the fact that there's over 1,000 members of the Mesa Chamber, I think, is a good example of that.
Yeah.
So what services, why would a business join the Mesa Chamber of Commerce? You have firsthand experience. Why did you and why should other businesses come to the Mesa? What are they going to get, come to the Chamber? What are they going to get out of that?
Well, small business, I started attending the networking groups, the Taste of Mesa, and then started getting a little bit more involved and realizing there's more than just the networking. There's service, and we have a lot of committees. We have a lot of there's opportunities within. Once you get to know the members, the other members, you then go and serve with them too. So all of the nonprofits you saw today, they have opportunities for you to serve outside of even the board. So that's the best part of the chamber is getting to know the members because they all need us. It's one big family.
I was a member of the chamber for years as an attorney here in town, and to me, I learned the same lesson. You get out of it what you put into it. If you come to the meetings, if you engage in the committees, it can really be a tremendous value in networking and creating relationships and learning things. So these committees you've talked about, I think, are important. One of the committees that I think is very prominent on the Mesa Chamber is the Mesa Leadership Program. Talk to us about that.
Yes. Well, most of you that know me know that that is my favorite part of the Mesa Chamber. I love Mesa Leadership so much. It gave me such a huge opportunity to just see the underground going-ons with Mesa and meeting so many people, so many leaders, so many nonprofits. it's a big deal. You meet once a month on Fridays and you learn. You get to hear from speakers and learn, but then the tours, there's so many tours that you get to go on that most people wouldn't have access to behind the scenes of different businesses and nonprofits. So it's such an amazing program, and you make long-lasting connections with your classmates because you spend 10 months with them. So you make a lot of great friends. And there's a lot of alumni sitting in this room.
So again, Mesa Leadership is it's a class, it's a cohort of people, and then that cohort hangs with each other for several months as they go through this kind of Mesa 101, intense learning program,
Yep.
right? When is that, if someone is interested in planting deeper roots in the city and maybe getting involved in leadership through politics or nonprofits, how do they become a member? How does that happen?
Well, we're starting recruitment season right now for Mesa Leadership. And so in recruitment season, we have various events that you can show up to learn more about it and make sure that you are okay with the commitment, because it is a commitment. And then you apply, and it's an application process. And what the Mesa Leadership Board has done in the past years has created a wait list, which is really, really cool. So there's so many applicants coming in that now we can't accept them all, because we want the class to be big enough that you meet a lot of people, but small enough that you get a great experience. So it's really exciting. So you go through the application process and then an interview process. So we want to make sure the right people are in the room.
I really want to endorse the Mesa Leadership Program. I typically will talk to that cohort of people once or twice during the program, and it's pretty. Mesa is a big place, and there's a lot going on, and Mesa City government is doing a lot, and so you can't learn about that in a weekend or just in a few short sessions. It really does require a deeper dive, and it's important that we have people that are well connected and understand what's going on in our community, because leadership is, any city is only going to be as good as its leadership, right? So thank you for filling that very important role in our community with Mesa Leadership, but also the Mesa Chamber of Commerce. Again, one of my lessons, much like food insecurity, another one of the lessons that I took away from the pandemic is the importance of supporting small business. Mm-hmm. During the pandemic, for example, when there were times that we shut down our economy for health reasons, we saw how vulnerable a lot of the small businesses were in our community, and the importance of having resources to help small business, like Mesa Chamber. And so that's, to me, I think we've come through that experience stronger as a community and stronger as a small business community, and the role of the Mesa Chamber has really evolved into being something very significant for our community. Yeah. So thank you for your service. I know this is a volunteer position that's very demanding, and we appreciate all that you contribute to our community.
Thank you.